Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video we'll do a guide on how to obtain the bee mount with this patch 8.2.5. It's been a little bit of time since I've done a guide, primarily one that isn't focused on rogues. But in today's video we will go over everything you need to know in order to start the questline for your bee mount. Everything you need as a prerequisite and what quests you need to accomplish in order to finally earn the bee mount. There's a couple prerequisites before we get into the actual quest. First of all, it has to be done on an alliance only character. So if you don't have a alliance alt or a max level 120 alliance, this could be a little bit challenging for you. Second, this questline is going to have a part 1 and a part 2. The part 1, the ending of part 1 of the questline is going to be time gated. That means over a week's worth of time you will have to come back and do this daily, and once you're done with the daily you can move on to part 2. However, part 2 is going to be as grindy as you want it. So the part 2 doesn't have any time locks, it doesn't have anything time gating. You could actually just grind it out in a single sitting if you choose to do so. It might be a bit of a grind, but at least it doesn't have the time gating that the part 1 does. So for part 1 of the quest, we start ourselves in Meadenhall Meadery. If you have not completed the questline in Meadenhall Meadery, it's going to be offshoot to the side in Stormsong. Some of you guys might have been somebody who wants to complete every single quest in a zone, and you might have done this quest along the way. However, if you haven't decided to skip that quest line or followed a leveling add-on, you're still doing Meadenhall Meadery, it is going to be necessary to begin part 1. So finish up the full quest line. There's a couple of quests in there, and they're not really all that challenging for a geared level 120 character. Afterwards, after you finish the whole quest line, you'll finally be able to start doing the farming part of the part 1. You have to go and kill a bunch of bumbling bees. Bumblebees can either drop in the west side, south side, by the ocean, by the beachfront, near the bears, or in the mountains way in the north of Stormsong. I decided to go to the southern side, and you simply just kill a bunch of little yellow bees, and eventually these bees will drop an annealed honey amulet. This amulet does take a while because it is 0.8% drop rate as of right now on Wowhead. Next, you'll have to find the owner of this amulet, so you'll want to go back to Borealis and find Rosaline Meadenhall. She could be in a couple different areas. The easiest way to do it is to go to these 3 locations I'm showing on screen right now. And when you go to the location, do /target and type in ROSA for the first name Rosa, for the first name Rosaline. If the character itself doesn't pop up as your target, then they are not in that location. There's 3 areas that you can search for, and I found her in the 3rd location looking, and you'll talk to her and give her their amulet. She gives you a letter, and now you have to head back to the Meadenhall Meadery in order to turn this letter in. Once you head back to the meadery, you'll head down in the basement and you'll find Ansel Meadenhall. You'll hand him the letter and you'll begin your quest, Bumbles the Bees. The quest here itself is not difficult. You'll go and get the kid a vial to fill in, and then you'll kill a bunch of the honey elementals around the area until you collect all the items you need in order to finish up the quest. Then you'll get yourself a concoction of honey, which you'll feed to the little bee hanging out by Ansel. And you'll have to do this 7 times in order to get the bee all nice and big. Eventually, you will be able to get Bumbles the Bee, which is the bee that you've been feeding this whole time. Afterwards, you can begin part 2. Now, I'm personally not at part 2 yet. I'm still just trying to get Bumbles the Bee up and running because I don't really play my alliance characters that much. But the information that I have here is as accurate as I can get it at the time of making this video. While the visuals might not be perfect, this is the accurate information. Once you get Bumbles the Bee, head over to Barry. You'll find Barry near the flight path. He'll actually be hanging out by the boats. He is a man covered in bees. You cannot miss him. He will send you on an expedition to follow pheromones until you reach a bee cave. If you want to skip the location to exactly where the cave is, here it is on your screen. And from there, you'll be able to start the quest to earn the trust of the bees. You'll have to go collect some thin jelly and return back to the honeyback mother. Then you'll talk to Barry once more, and you'll finally be able to start the quest line in order to earn the reputation with his bees until you are at Exalted. And here comes the biggest part of the part 2 of this questline. From here on, you can now grind all the way to Exalted until you get your bee mount. There's a couple different activities you can do in order to get the reputation up. First of all, there will be a rare way in the north side of the cave where you'll find the beehive mother. And you'll find this massive Eton called Honey Smasher. He has quite a lot of HP, and if you want to group up with other people you can, but honestly you can probably even solo him. It might take you a second or two, but the guy doesn't really hit all that hard, and he's really easy to avoid when it comes to most of his abilities. You can get reputation rewards as well as other items from the Honey Smasher once a day. So if you want to make it a daily activity to go kill Honey Smasher for some XP, you certainly can do so. From there on, after you kill your Honey Smasher once a day, the only other activity you can do in order to get your reputation up is to collect thin jelly or any other types of jelly and bring it back to the cave and turn it back into the bees. You'll be able to trade out that jelly for reputation. The jelly can be found all over Stormsong, and you'll be able to collect it from just about every corner, nook, and cranny. I can't really help you with that, but I can give you guys some coordinates of some of the more common areas where jelly can spawn. It is a good idea to pick yourself up an add-on that helps you track where coordinates are on the map to make it easier to figure out where to go and orientate yourself. But this is the part of the questline where you can simply grind. You can just collect thin jelly all day, every day, or you can make it a daily activity where you kill the Honey Smasher and you collect some thin jelly, you turn in a little bit of XP, and then you can continue on by going back to a jar rating or leveling your ults or playing WoW Classic, however you want to spend your time. Kind of a unique mount, honestly. We heard about the Honeyback Harvester harness way back in the day, and we've seen what the beam mount looks like, and it's kind of cool that in patch 8.2.5 you can finally get it. So this is really nice. It is a little bit of a bummer that this is an Alliance only mount. If you're someone who plays Alliance only, then you probably are the happiest person, but just about everybody I know are Horde. So most people that are playing Horde, whether it's in my guild or in my friend groups for Mythic Plus dungeons, raids, or just friends playing the game, most of us are Horde, so most of them don't even have a max level Alliance character. But as I said before, with the patch 8.2.5, they did introduce the brand new Worgen models for the males and females, so that might give everybody a reason to level 1 to max level just to get the Honeyback Harvester. I think it could be cool. Maybe you guys could level a character that you haven't played in a while. I would recommend playing a class, a role, or a spec that you've never played before, something that might be a brand new experience for you. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this video helpful or useful. Thank you guys again, and I'll see all of you in another video.